everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tori if you're new here, and today I am going to be showing you my emergency food shortage stock up. I do these about once a week. I started doing them in March of 2020, so coming up on 2 years now, and I started doing it because I saw in my stores that there were food shortages everywhere, and that was mainly back then because people were coming in and panic buying, and I said to myself, I am never going to be a panic buyer, and luckily we had enough on hand, but it really got me thinking about what I can keep in my pantry, what I can stock up on, and what I can do to help my family prepare for situations like that, as well as food inflation or any time we may lose power. So we really like to have things in the pantry, but we also enjoy fresh vegetables and fresh items. So this week is going to be a little unique. I do like to support my local farm. I try and do that about once a month. That is what my budget allows me to do. Sometimes the produce is just a little bit more expensive, so I do it about once a month. But this week we went and got some things from the local farm as well as Walmart. I know those are two different things, but we needed some canned items for the prepper pantry that our farm did not offer. So that is why you're kind of seeing both. I thought it would be okay to combine it. I really focused this week on produce that I could use for around 3 weeks, honestly, around 3 weeks to a month. So I went for root vegetables, I went for things like onions, potatoes, I went for celery, I went for citruses like apples and oranges. I did go for broccoli, not something that will last you a while, but I do plan to cut that up and freeze it, as well as my bell peppers. So if you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Tori. I am a wife, mother of two, elementary school teacher, and an amateur prepper. We like to make videos on doing life in Northern Colorado on a budget, so if you hit that subscribe button, we would really love to have you here, part of our YouTube family. Make sure you give this video a like, comment down below, let me know where you're from, and without further ado, we're gonna get right into the video. My camera was acting up today, and I had a hard time trying to keep the footage of me trying to film an overview. So we are starting off over here with the canned items. I went over that I got green beans for 52 cents, but I also wanted to get some sauerkraut in the can. Generally, I make my own or we keep it in the jar. I was curious about the canned sauerkraut. We got some beets and tomato sauce for the prepper pantry, and that's really all we needed. I ended up getting some spices and some dried beans like pinto beans and Great Northern beans, but that was about it. I like Walmart's mild chili powder because it is mild. We are a little bit weak when it comes to the spice, so I needed to find something with a mild spice, and that is in the Hispanic food section, and it is so cheap. I, of course, don't have to tell you what you can use your fruits and vegetables for, but I do like to give examples. So we did get some fresh apples here. They are Rainier Honeycrisp apples, I believe, one or the other, but we like to put them in salads and things like that. Of course, onions are just great for flavor. They're cheap. I keep them in a cool, dark place with my garlic, and they last me for a while. So keep them away from other things. They tend to make everything else sprout. I did pick up some oranges here. My husband enjoys an old-fashioned drink from time to time, so we like to have fresh oranges on hand. I enjoy them as well, but I have not been feeling my best self, so we only got 5. I did get tomatoes, not necessarily something that will last a while, but we like to have this on pizzas, so I actually slice this up and freeze them, and then I put them on margarita pizzas, so they can last a while if you don't eat them fresh like us, if that makes sense. Again, I did get some broccoli. I am going to cook it, blanch it, and then I put it in the freezer in a airtight container. And then I also got some zucchini. I love zucchini for zoodles. I love to add it on the grill in the summer, but honestly, zoodles are my favorite way to eat them. Sometimes I put them in smoothies as well, just for some extra nutrition or some homemade green juice. If you navigate through my channel, I did a green juice recipe a little bit ago, and it's so easy to make at home. And then I also ended up getting some sweet potatoes. We have some in the prepper pantry, but we love sweet potato mash. We are more of a savory sweet potato type of family. We don't add sugar or anything, but we love it with some brown gravy. My husband loves it with ham and other meats, things like that. We did get some bell peppers. They were on sale for like 43 cents, and it's like 10 cents less than what they normally are, maybe 20. So I picked up 3. I'm just going to dice them up and put them in the freezer as well. They're just nice to have on hand to put into just about every dish. I did get some potatoes and left the dirt on them. We really enjoy the potatoes from our local farm. They're well known for them, actually, so we got the gold variety. I keep them in a cool, dark place on their own, and I eat potatoes a lot. If you are not familiar with the starch solution, I tend to do that as a vegan, and that is about it. Those are the beans that I was talking about, but we got a bunch of stuff for $30, normally more than what I like to spend, but like I said, I like to support local when I can. Let me know what you stocked up on in the comments down below. All right, hey everyone, it is Tori from the future, and I just did want to touch on something. I told you in last week's haul that I was going to start prepping seeds and things like that. Due to my stomach issue, I had the stomach flu for a little bit. I kind of was out of commission, so I didn't get a chance to prep any seeds, but I did end up getting seeds from my local farm delivery. They are just delivering them today. So I ended up getting all of the seeds that I can get started now from March 9th onto March 14th. So we are going to get that little setup going. I'm really excited. I know a lot of you expressed interest in seeing how I do that. I did say in the last video I am no expert on this. I just kind of wing it and see what happens, which is probably not the proper approach when it comes to certain things in life, but that is how I am. I wing it and see if it works, and I try not to have high expectations. So we have plenty of food in our pantry, and I would love to continue canning. I used to can a lot, but if you are new here, my daughter was diagnosed with a rare autoimmune issue, and at first we thought it was botulism, and that terrified me that she could have gotten it from something that I made and I didn't properly seal. So for canning right now, I'm gonna put it on pause until I can focus my whole attention to that. I know there were a lot of comments in last week's video telling me to prep and can. I get that, but I think I may be moving into freeze drying my items instead of canning them. I still will can some items when I'm comfortable with it, but I am more comfortable freeze drying items. So I think I'm gonna move into that and get my seeds started for the garden next week. So please stay tuned for that. I'm gonna get my setup going. If you have any insight into this, I'd like to know if you can seed start indoors without a light. I've never done it before. I'm just not comfortable leaving the light alone, if that makes sense, for an extended amount of time. I know the lights are designed for that. I just don't feel comfortable leaving it alone and on without me there. So let me know in the comments down below if you have any insight into that. I just wanted to pop on here and kind of explain where I was going with my seed starting. Let me know in your area where your seed starting is happening and like what seeds that you are starting. We are in northern Colorado, so we are at we're at zone 6D, I believe. I have to double check on that, but I always reference the Farmer's Almanac. And if you are new to seed starting with me, you know, it would be great to have a community down in the comments. So support is always needed when it comes to this type of thing. We will eventually be moving everything into the garden when everything starts to get a little warmer here. In Colorado, it likes to snow from time to time randomly. Sometimes it snows in June. So that is what happened last year, at least. And it was a big surprise, and we lost some items in the garden. So I just want to make sure that we are not going to lose too much this year, if that makes sense. And we do plan on turning part of our backyard into some raised beds. We have been having issues keeping the grass alive back there. So we have decided just to turn them into raised beds and go from there. So we are going to have some huge lavender gardens. I love to use lavender for so many different items. So we are excited to get that going. Again, I just wanted to pop on here and kind of update you. Please let me know in the comments down below all the answers to my questions if you have time, and I will see you soon. Alrighty everyone, that is going to do it for today's video. I know it was a short one, but I did want to share my unique haul this week of fresh produce and canned items. A friend once told me that you need to prep what you are actually going to eat, what your family is going to consume, and that is so true. Don't prep things that you are just seeing on these YouTube channels that are telling you that you need to get this now or you need to stock up on this. If your family's not going to eat it, it is definitely going to go to waste. I always say that my pantry is a functional pantry, so I am constantly pulling from it. So I feel like having these fresh veggies and fresh fruits on hand is important because we are constantly pulling from it. It is separate from my typical grocery hauls because my grocery hauls are based off of my shelf and what I have in the freezer and refrigerator. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you are new here, don't forget to let me know who you are and where you're from in the comments down below. We are a wonderful community down there in the comments and here on this channel, and we would love to have you here. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative, and I'll see you next time. Bye.